to boost this whole thing as well. One of the things I noticed when you guys are mounting, you guys are giving a lot of space, or you guys are leaving a gap there. It's easy for your opponents to take advantage of that, right? Or push back guard or stuff like that. So first, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start on side control over here, reviewing this thing over here, right? Side control. Normally the way I like to do is, I like to have one under the arm, the classical one, under the head, the other one. And I like to have his arm up over here. I don't like to have his elbow on the floor, okay? So, it's a simple mechanical thing, right? I'm gonna let you go normal here. Can you turn my way? Normally what people do to turn, they use the elbow on the floor. As soon as you remove the elbow from the floor, can you turn my way? It's hard for him, I can control him just with that. Don't even need to have a lot of pressure on top of him, right? So just the fact, when you are on side control, you keep his arm away from the floor, out of the floor, right? It's going to be harder for him to turn towards it. So what I like to do is, when I'm over here, boom, this way. I like to hide my elbow inside my thigh, because that way it's hard for him to move his arm away, right? So now, and here also there's another thing, right? If I wanted to increase the pressure, it's very easy for me because his face is already on my biceps. So I literally just bring and lean in like this, right? Can you look to the other way there is? No. No, right? Because I have all my weight on top of his face, okay? And that's one of the things I want to have. Good pressure. He's not going to be able to turn that way, okay? Now comes the next thing. How to go from this to mount, right? What I notice sometimes, careful with my leg, is people doing like this to mount. I'm giving exactly what he needs, right? But more than that, sometimes I say, go sliding your knee through like this, and even that, you are giving some space. Because his knees are pointing to the ceiling, right? So a good approach to do that is to turn his legs away, and then I do that. But the way to do that, how can I do that if I have this thing here all pressuring and stuff? I point my knee, but I use my foot to turn this way. See? Now that I have it, I can open up this space over here, and boom, put on the floor, and bring it back. Okay? Once again. Yeah. Over here, boom, I have my setup on side control. I move, boom, move this hip sideways, then I slide my leg through, okay? And bring it back to me over here. Clear? Awesome. So now that I have this, sometimes I see people getting here and I gotta go to high mount. They let go everything and they move up like this. You already have something very cool there. You have like a lot of pressure. You have something happening, right? Don't move away. I normally go high when I'm over here like this, and then I boom, pass, and then I mount. From this situation, I will be probably high, right? But if I get a side control, a very tight one, I kind of, like suppose I struggled to pass the guard. I was passing inch by inch, and then I got side control. I'm not gonna let go. I'm gonna keep the pressure down there. I'm gonna keep holding him there, right? So for instance, I'm over here, right? Boom. I move the hip to the side, as I said, like this. I can move his arm away if I want to. Now I'm over here, right? So I'm gonna try to find a way to submit him from here, not doing anything different than this, right? First one we're gonna be working today, I'm gonna grab the armpit on the other side, I'm gonna force his arm up, then I'm sent to the other side over here like this, okay? Once I have this thing over here, I'm gonna move myself down a little bit. I can have this here if I want to. It's a very cool way to hold. Then I'm gonna hold myself here, and then I lean that way. Sometimes I don't have the leverage to finish over here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean myself this way and hold a little bit more. I'm not gonna get out of the mount, okay? But instead of being square on top of him, I'm gonna be over here, and then I just shift my hip this way. Another important thing to mention about this submission here. Different than an armbar that I go and he taps because it's there. This one I need to keep pressure there and hold, you know? It's not like a dynamic situation, or even the neck that I just go and it hurts or something like that, right? I'm literally strangling his blood flow. compressing the whole thing. And then I'm gonna count. 1001, 1002, maybe 5-6 seconds, and then he's tapping. Okay? In the opposite way, it's way more gentle than just tapping some neck, right? So once again, from side control, I have my grip over here, boom, I bring it down. My knee is on his ear, here, okay? I have my shoulder pressure in his face if I want to. Move a little bit here, bring my knee sliding too, use my foot as a hook over here to move his legs to the side, and then boom, get him out, move up, and grab over here. As soon as I move up like this, I can literally move over here. If I want to move my arm away, his arm is already naturally there. I have a grip on under his armpit over here, put my ear close, boom. I can have this if I want to, but normally if I am this high over here, like too high on top, I'm just gonna use a lot of strength. I'm gonna be probably hurting his cervix instead of like strangling him. So I go down a little bit and shift my hips to the side and hold. Literally just hold here and move this way. Okay? Cool?
When you shift your hips down, do you risk kind of getting inverted? Just because you're balanced, like you're balanced?
Yes. He probably would try to just explode that way, right? If that's the case, I will let everything go and conserve my position. Strategic thinking about this whole thing makes more sense for me to let go of submission and keep the position in the opposite way, right?
You're not going to submit if you're in this card.
No, not this one, right? Some submissions, yes, but not this one. Like cross collar choke, as we did Monday, or even arm bars and stuff like that. Ezekiel, exactly.
If he does that, are you able to switch it to the one where you go like this?
What do you mean?
The one where his elbow is over his face and like squeeze like this on the ground beside him.
Yeah, you can do this for side control. You can do for side control. Normally when I do for side control, I like to do that for side control as well sometimes. The advantage on mounting is you score 4 points, right? So if I'm over here like this, sometimes what I do is I hold here and hold this up, right? And then I switch my legs. I kick my legs through over here like a scarf, a judo scarf hold, right? And then from here I switch to this, grab my own thigh, move this way, and then I'm gonna go belly down and this way. Okay? If you're gonna do from side control, few things. You're gonna have your ear on his elbow, pressuring inside like this, right? I cannot have my belly or my knees touching the floor. I'm gonna be on the top of my toes, then I'm gonna force myself in, like this. Okay? Hold your hand and just force yourself in.
You don't need to grab the leg.
Grab his legs?
Yeah.
No.
No. You should try.
He can try.
Try.
You mean like if I'm over
Hip
here?
escape, right? For hip escape for the other side.
Hip escape for the other side.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what he means.
To walk out.
Yeah.
There's no way. Also, sometimes if you can't just pressure here, you can also shift your hips this way. Always shift your hips in the opposite way you have the arm triangle. Okay? Once you have the arm triangle, like we have here, right? Always shift your hips away from the arm triangle. So I'm putting pressure, I shift my hips this way. Okay? Yeah. Let's practice this one. I'm gonna give you guys 2 rounds of 4 minutes. It seems very simple and it's not very complicated, but it requires a lot of adjustments there, right? So the way to get your arms, the way you are using those the back muscles to submit, not just like trying to strangle your hands and stuff like that. Those are very important things. I want you guys to start on side control, go to mount the same way we're practicing now, right? Set the side control like very locked in, and then flow to mount, and then on mount, you fish the arm, walk your hand up, and do that again. Should I do one more time just to recap for the whole thing? Because I stopped together, right? Okay, so we're gonna start here. Boom, all the way inside. His elbow is out of the floor, my shoulders pressure his face. I have a hand-on-hand grip over here, perfect. I'm gonna put my forehead on the floor, and I'm gonna be on my toes in the back, okay? foot over here, boom, slide my knee through. As soon as I get to a point that my foot is doing a hook over here, I move his hip to the side. Now I can move my elbow up with my grip close, right? Just to open the space, bring my leg up, boom, now I'm in mount. Once in mount, I'm gonna lift it up a little bit, my hands over here, and grab his armpit, okay? With the arm that's under the head, I grab the armpit. This one I can walk this way, just to move the arm to the other side, and then I'm gonna walk down, boom. If I wanna adjust, I can adjust over here if I want to. Once I get over here, put the hip to the side, and pressure. Remember, the pressure is grabbing here, but I'm using my back muscles, right? I'm engaging my back muscles over here. Clear? Awesome. Pair up, 2 rounds, 4 minutes.